What if?
I really thought this might be the first Marvel show that didn't require a previously on. Imagine my disappointment. Can't believe they got Jeff Goldblum to do this. Isn't he too busy trying to sell us an apartment we can't afford to find time to be in an episode of What If? Why do I have to send Fly Daddy? Okay, deep breaths.
But in this universe, Tony never made it home.
Well, damn, that was a short episode. We didn't even have enough time to say roll commercials. Also inventing a timeline where the Avengers are deprived of shawarma. Hang on, Tony was definitely unconscious after throwing that nuke through the wormhole, presumably due to oxygen deprivation from being in space, so why is he awake and screaming now? Scientists landing on an alien world and immediately getting rid of facial protection. Name a better duo.
I like what you're doing with the chin decoration there.
Do we know each other?
This is a sin for not actually being Robert Downey Jr. and Jeff Goldblum riffing off of each other. Has that even happened yet? How has that not actually happened yet?
By the way, can I call you Mojo?
Asking for permission to use a nickname after you've already said it several times. I mean, if you're going to needlessly waste an entire statue to prove your point, could you clear up for me why the melting globe wand thingy sent light through the whole statue, but somehow didn't melt the base? Also, Tony freaking Stark is suddenly intimidated by a single guard with a melty stick named after the most boring gemstone in existence.
Yeah, this is intergalactic NASCAR.
Oh, Tony. First you said it was Formula One, and then you said it was NASCAR. You're going to make a subset of racing fans very, very upset. They can be hard to tell apart. Just remember one turns in a single boring direction, and the other turns in multiple boring directions. Yeah, I said it. Come at me.
Race cars are similar, but very different.
Wow, that sentence told me nothing. Less than nothing, actually. I think that line might have been the LaCroix of words. It almost felt like there was something there, but now I taste nothing. It's obviously spent a lot of time designing this fan, and they did a good job, so I almost don't mind that they used her model twice. Almost. That is some weak cheering. That's a cheer you let out at your cousin's Pee-wee football game when he managed to run in the right direction.
Hey, throw the tin cans at her.
Not gonna lie, when I heard Tony Stark was gonna meet Grandmaster, I was kind of excited. I'd love to see Tony cobble together a scrap suit and take on gladiators. Instead, I've been given the most boring episode of Wacky Racers since Bad Batch Season 2. And look who it is again. I don't know, maybe they're triplets?
Hey!
Thank you.
Show introduces the concept of a chinchilla-based economy and fails to follow through on this grand capitalistic experiment that I need to see play out, stealing the patented foot-braking system from the Flintstones. Also giving me another What If episode with Korg. I know people were complaining about Captain Carter showing up too much, but this guy's been starting to get under my skin since Love Met Thunder.
Why is it sticky?
Who cares? Wait, nope, check that. I care. But I'd be more concerned over where the rest of my suit was.
Whoa. I specifically asked for a private room.
Hey, you stole this scene from my fanfic. I mean, Jeremy's fan fiction. I'm outraged you would steal from him so blatantly. He worked really hard on it.
There's nothing over here, just a big pile of rocks with some eyes.
Non-consensual voyeurism.
Oh, it'll take more than laser-proof glass to rob Thanos of his victory.
She's right. It'll take something much more difficult, like, snapping fingers? Huh. Did they try laser-proof glass in one of the 14 million futures Doctor Strange saw? I mean, it's a great character model. You know, an animator somewhere is real proud of it, but I'm going to send it every time it shows up.
Right now, you must track down Mr. Metal Mojo Man.
Track him down? He's in your hangar bay. He hasn't even fully escaped yet. This is a premature giant hologramming. The worst kind of all prematuring.
He's not the hero we hoped. He's a very nasty, nasty man.
Conveniently timed life-saving dialogue is convenient.
How did she get out? Anybody? Anyone?
How? Because she's the deadliest woman in the galaxy, that's how. Nah, I'm f***ing with you. She was able to get out because the plot needed her to. And why aren't you concerned about the other two people who were locked up with her as well?
So you can forget whatever mistake has you chasing that demon in a bottle.
The MCU once again taunts me with a classic Iron Man storyline that they're never going to have the stones to do. What's so risky about turning the head of your billion-dollar franchise into a raging alcoholic? Yeah, might as well kill him off instead, cowards.
This is Demon Rum, top shelf, gold label.
Sadly, Demon Rum is the closest Mephisto will come to appearing in the MCU. Can't wait for Agatha all along so fans can nitpick every little detail and crumb to predict when he'll show up. It's gonna be fun on the bun.
Ugh, smells like burnt yarrow root.
Expecting me to care enough about intergalactic fauna to understand this reference.
Ever hear of campground rules? Always leave a place better than you found it.
As if I'm to believe Stark has ever been to a campground outside of an expensive RV. I know a glamper when I see one.
Sir, there's no reason to do
Hush up.
Topaz would be a Grandmaster at TVSins. There she is again. Also, I recognize the woman in front of her too. Here's another 15 sins so I can be done playing Alien Where's Waldo for the rest of this episode. Episode has time for an unearned slow motion walk.
Oh, I love this vehicle.
Loving a vehicle without explicit consent from said vehicle. This is why Speed Buggy has like 700 restraining orders.
My point is, people can change, and for the better.
But I'm not my father. You're not your father. I made a choice for the better, and I became Iron Man.
Ooh.
I'm torn because I kind of love this, but he's the villain and I'm supposed to be rooting against him. It's like when a wrestler is a heel, but he's generating the wrong kind of heat. I don't want to keep reminding myself that the Grandmaster's a bad guy. I'm not here to do that kind of actual work. I started watching TV to avoid feeling my feelings.
Thank you, Gamora.
This is a good moment for Gamora, but you're going to tell me Mr. Billionaire Playboy Philanthropist entered a death race with a car that didn't have any weapons?
This isn't over, Stark.
I know, Gamora. Unfortunately, we still have a few more minutes of super dull racing to endure. I'm almost starting to miss your sister's Blade Runner knockoff. Driving in flip-flops. Oh, hey, did you guys forget that there was an arc reactor in Tony's chest? Yeah, me neither.
What is this? Ooh, that feels good. Ooh, viscous.
Jeff Goldblum's O-face. Also, that O-face is entirely avoidable. He had so much time to move his foot away from the Goopify rod. So much time!
One drink. Just one drink that doesn't taste like a theme park urinal.
Oh, very oddly specific, Tony. Care to share with the class the research you did to come to this conclusion?
So close to home, his odyssey almost at an end. Except...
Is it an odyssey if you only go to one place? Because if so, I've been on an odyssey of watching TV on this couch for years. Why the suspense? We know this works, right? Because we already know this Gamora goes on to become a guardian of the multiverse. She's even wielding Thanos' spinny sword thing in the beginning of the episode. It's almost like this episode was meant to be in last season and you're trying to shoehorn it in here. It makes for no tension in this episode. Or is there going to be another episode next season titled, What if the Grandmaster's weird melty ball thingy didn't work on Thanos? So here's another episode that's going to need a previously on because we forgot what season it was.
I use a bucket and a mop at this point.
Stealing your lyrics from Cardi B.
Yeah, see, people go to NASCAR hoping for a crash.
Release the fog!
Release the Kraken!
Pressure of the Chitorinos, the defeater of Thanos.
Making cafes.
Ah, the small animals.
Can I offer you a charming little tribble?
Now this is pod racing.
Did you find a bucket? I use a bucket and a mop at this point.
Moisturize me, moisturize me.